There is one big mistake that consulting agency CEOs make over and over again that keep them stuck in the day-to-day delivery. What that is selling the wrong package at the wrong time. So I want to give you an example from Mark. Mark has a successful agency, and when we first worked together on this, his company was, they're bringing in good work, had a great niche in the banking space, but the problem is that he'd be on the stage, people reach out, they want him to help them with their company, but the problem is that would further trap Mark every new client that they brought on. And it was just at a point where he was just totally stressed out and just didn't see a way to continue growing the company without him becoming more and more maxed out. So the first place that we looked, other than a few tweaks to be able to free up his time, is we looked at his offer and we looked at what he was selling. And what he was selling was these packages that were between $10,000 and $30,000 for these banks and credit unions. And what this would do is it was an easy sell. It was easy for them to say yes to, which is always what we hear that you want to do, right? Except the problem is that it would keep Mark stuck in the delivery because he'd make the sale and he knew that they made the sale to be able to upsell to the next thing. So to keep that relationship going and warm and fresh, he was in there and very involved in the delivery, very involved in the account management and also in the project management of these projects. So he would do that and then he would sell the next thing and the next thing. But the problem is that there would be gaps and there would be this start-stop when working with clients, and they didn't really get the maximum results that he knew was possible if they were able to have the long-term retainers. He's like, how do we be able to generate more ongoing retainers so that we have this income coming in and I can know that we can hire more people and that we can really staff up for our growth. So we looked at, what is it going to take for us to be able to create this offer where your clients will be willing to pay you a monthly ongoing retainer? And what we looked at is, let's actually create a year-long growth program. And, what will they be able to generate as a result of a year working together or 3 years working together? And we really looked at that and looked at it from all angles. And I will be honest with you, this is an intensive process. It's looking through all the past case studies. It's looking through the processes and seeing what's working and what's not, and understanding who can they do the best work for under what conditions. And this is a process that used to take us 6 to 9 months to actually help our clients implement into their business. And now we can do it in about 3 or 4 weeks. And it's because we've done this with well over 100 consulting agencies, and we've found out what are the key mechanisms to be able to make this work. And if you're interested in learning more about that, we have an executive briefing where I actually will walk through some more of those pieces, but that kind of goes, it's beyond what we can just do in this short conversation here. So if you go to handsoffceo.com/briefing, you can attend our next briefing. But what we did here at this place for Mark is that we really looked at the biggest outcome that they can create for their client in the least amount of time. And what would that take? What would that take for the client? How did they need to show up? What did their investment need to be at? What was the long-term commitment? And we really looked at what those things that they need to already have in place first to do that best work. And then we were able to help him increase his fees 600% to go from an average of $20,000 to $120,000. And completely revolutionize his business, because not only did it allow Mark and his company to increase their fees and be able to have that ongoing income stream that they could really have that confidence they can invest ahead of their company. But what it also did is it allowed Mark to be able to step back. And why it did that is because it is much easier to put together a long-term process that the team can manage consistently when the CEO doesn't have to be in there constantly upselling the client. So this has just made radical improvements in Mark's company. And so really what you want to be doing is looking at what can we sell that's going to be able to maximize the commitment from our clients. And I know this is at odds with a lot of the what you hear in sales. Sales advice is all about, go for the easiest sale, go make that easier sale. But here's the thing, is that when do you want to actually be making the sale? Do you want to be making the sale when they are in the biggest amount of pain, before you've actually worked your magic, and when they are at a heightened awareness that they really need to do something about this? Or do you want to go and try to upsell them continually after they've seen the value of what you can do, but after you've taken that edge off of their pain, after you've generated some results for them? Which one's easier? Well, what we see is that it's a lot easier to be able to get that ongoing commitment from clients, because then it also ensures that you have the longevity in the relationship for you to actually do your best work. Because a lot of clients will quit within the first 3 months. And as an agency, you're not going to be able to do much in 3 months. I mean, you could get some initial quick wins, but the real impact is going to come at month 6 and beyond. That's just how it works, and you're working with longer term strategies. So you really need to have clients who are willing to stick around for the long haul and who are committed. And if you don't have that commitment level, you're going to be selling them every month over and over again. That's what happens when you're selling these month-to-month agreements. And even if you ask for a commitment, but it's still month-to-month, every month they're going to be looking at and say, what are you doing for us? What are you doing for us? And you are in this short-term mode of delivery instead of looking at the longer game and to really maximize the impact that you can create for the clients in the long run. So those are some things that you can be thinking about right now to be able to sell the right thing at the right time. Do the uncomfortable work up front. Sell now. Sell on the front end, so you don't have to continually be selling on the back end forever. So this is Mandy Ellefson from Hands Off CEO. And if you would like to see how the whole process works for scaling a consulting agency and how to actually, what are the actual steps, the 5 exits to be able to scale to $100,000 a month in profits, I invite you to come to our next executive briefing. It's at handsoffceo.com/briefing, and I will look forward to seeing you there. Bye.